Hello, my name is Matthew Nanez, and I'm from Chapters Creative. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So today we're going to talk about LaCroix's website. So, the way we're going to do this, grade it, if you will. There's no particular science to it, but there's going to be a few factors going into this. I'm going to grade them on clarity of message. I'm going to grade them of whether or not they're going to help the audience be transformed from one state to another, because after all, when we go to get a LaCroix, which, I'm a fan of, I just bought a pack the other day, I want to be from thirsty to refreshed, right? Generally speaking, that's what you kind of want to see, when you're looking at brand messaging. I want to see if there's a plan to partake. If they're going to give me a plan of how I can buy LaCroix. I'm looking for some stakes. What's going to happen to me if I don't drink LaCroix. I'm just looking for some nuanced messaging here, and also I'm going to probably have some other other thoughts of their website and how they portray themselves, because I believe that your website should be like the culmination of all of your brand messaging. Everything should be there. So even though people aren't going to LaCroix water, I think that's what it's called, LaCroix, yes, LaCroixwater.com, for, on a whim, but they're a brand that a lot of people know, and I feel like it should be the extension of their brand, right? As far as all the messaging is concerned. Of course, there's social media and all that, there's a little bit more you can do on there as far as creative video or whatever, but video or content, if you will. But everything should stem from here. And if the website, I think, is in a great place, then I think that'll generally help whatever social content you have. We're not going to take a look at their social content, though, because sometimes people will share something online and it goes viral, but it doesn't really move the stakes, if you will. Doesn't really move the yardage chain, if you want to talk about sports, a sports analogy. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get to it. So one thing I like to think about when I look at a website is I want to look at it within 3 to 5 seconds and know exactly what it is and what it does, in so many words, right? So, if I'm a caveman, Donald Miller likes to talk about the grunt test. If you're a caveman, are you going to see this and know what it is? Well, first of all, there's a can. We know it's a drink, right? And then it just says LaCroix sparkling water. There's no headline. There's no real headline or subheadline to really help explain it a bit more. There's nothing. There's no pithy language about spark. I don't know. Brighten your. Not even sort of brighten your day with water. I'm not really one to think of headlines on the fly, but at the very least, it'd be sweetness without the guilt. Just something like that. Where because what do people drink LaCroix for? They almost drink it as there are some people who really like LaCroix on their own, but they drink it as a substitute to drinking, soda, or they drink it as a substitute for regular water. So something along those lines. I think would be really a lot more. It would do some work rather than just LaCroix sparkling water, which is fine, but you can have that as a sweet sparkling water without the guilt. You can still say sparkling water, but I need a little bit more. Another thing that I like to see above the fold on the website is I want a clear call to action. And so one thing you don't know is that I've already done a video about LaCroix, but I deleted it because after sleeping on it, there's more to talk about here as far as what your goals are as a brand. And so But if there's nothing here on like above the fold, there's no CTA. Like, I don't know what you want me to do as a customer or someone who's a fan of the brand. So, and also like maybe internally, like there's a question of, are we direct to consumer, right? Or is it strictly you're going into a store to buy LaCroix, right? Because like I feel like now more than ever there's an opportunity to go direct to consumer, and I think there's some opportunities here that I'm going to talk about later. But there's nothing here other than like you've got like the top here, you've got the on the header, like you got the flavors, recipes, live LaCroix, where to buy, shop, careers. Okay, so let's talk about this decision that they made to not do anything at all. Oh, and also if you can see, they have a subscribe now button for an email, to get emails. Okay, so let's talk about this. I know that they have the capability to direct to consumer because I've already been through the site and I've already reviewed it before talking today, before being here today, and I feel like it's such a missed opportunity to make more money when the whole point of having a beverage or a CPG product is to sell it. You know what I mean? So, for instance, let's look at the where to buy and shop buttons here because I feel like those are the most important buttons here as far as to growing a business. Where to buy. Okay, click here. I can put in my zip code 8443. You know where I live now. That's great. What did I do to myself? Anyway, okay. So here's all the places where I can buy LaCroix. Great. I mean, we all know that they're in stores, right? So like, okay, cool. But here's the button I want to talk about the most: the shop button. I was not aware that you could buy all these things, right? So let's go to the flavors. Can you buy LaCroix on its own and have it shipped to you? Yes, you can. That is something I did not know before coming here, right? 24 pack is $26 and you have it shipped to you. The wheels are moving in my brain at this point. Then you've got other things here, like clothing, mostly white. Why not black? I love wearing black. I'm not wearing black right now, but come on. And look at this. You've got clothes for babies. It's so cute. Okay, you've got merch. The wheels are going again. Accessories. You got hats. Hats are clothing. Okay, all right, never mind. I just don't know why this is all in the clothing. You have one kind of unnecessary tab here. And then you got collectibles. I don't know if there's pins. Holy crap! I don't know if it's moving in your brain. The mice are going. Does this remind you of another brand right now that has a lot of a growing cultural cachet? I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, I'll just say it. Liquid Death. So Liquid Death right now, they are growing brand affinity like crazy of their people, right? Not everyone's going to get it. Your 65-year-old grandma isn't going to buy Liquid Death, right? But what they're doing in their niche, they're killing it right now in getting more people on board who are used to their sense of humor or have their sense of humor, or within the cultural punk rock metal type of thing, right? And they're owning it. You can order. For the last time I know that I've been on their site, you can order Liquid Death, and it's one of the main buttons you can push, right? And they have merchandise, and they're owning that more. They're creating content that makes sense to them. They had the Water Boy. They had a video where it was a Water Boy competition. It's that's amazing. That makes a lot of sense. like LaCroix, like when LaCroix came out, it was like a very cultural thing, and I feel like they missed the boat to really latch on to their audience. Because let's go to the Live LaCroix section. All right, so like this is, I feel like marketing kind of allows you to be judgmental, but you know who they're marketing to when you see this picture, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They can own that lane even more. They can push harder in creating like LaCroix branded content. And of course, like they're in this section, I mean, I'm going to get into details more. Like this is where they're like, okay, here's how you can show like you're a fan of LaCroix. Like you could upload media. At first, I thought this was like a social media gallery from like their Instagram, but it's not. Like you upload the media, and it's like, okay, well you can show off here, but I don't know how that's like really growing affinity for the brand rather than showing it off. But here's another problem I have with this website. The way they're using photography in tandem with the text above the fold, like on the main landing page, okay, you can read that. Here, I can't read it. So I have to do this to really see without struggling what they're saying in their headline and subheadline. Here's how LaCroix lovers are enjoying their LaCroix. Like, do I want to see that? Do I care? Like, I want to know, like, just give me something more, like, more aspirational. Like, yeah, it's wild. Let's go to recipes. Again, like, I feel like the photography they use, I know they want to use, like, bright photography and kind of, like, more of the lifestyle. And I get, like, the pictures that they chose. Like, but once you throw this in front of it, like your headline and then like your sub-headline, like I can't see that. You know, I can only read half of it, like where the words that are more like, you know, in front of his arm or like a shadowed part of like the photo. So there's some crazy decisions. I do like the fact that they have recipes because, you know, there's some people who drink LaCroix like straight up or whatever, but like I can get behind. There's a video here. Let's see here. Alright. The music is exactly how you imagine it if you have all these tropical flavors. Okay. Okay, enough of that. So it gives you the recipes. I mean, you also have like kind of like a lineup of like different flavors you can use. That's cool. Like that's fun. Like I feel like you can allow someone to go deeper in that way, right? But overall, you get the flavors here. It's a little bit easier to read here as well. So I guess what I would say to LaCroix is that you're not really telling people like, yeah, you got nutritional facts. Great. All right. You are showing off your media, patting yourself on the back. You're not really telling people how LaCroix helps them stay hydrated and having that other extra option of not drinking soda or like going further beyond like just whatever or just water. You know what I mean? All right, you got all products and where to buy. Finally, there's a where to buy CTA. And then you get to this, you know, Live LaCroix section here, which I only know that it's called that because I've already been to that part of the site. There's no text here to help me understand like that, like the customer journey or giving me more information about how they make LaCroix. What are the stakes if I don't drink LaCroix and I keep drinking soda or whatever? There's just what this feels like to me is that this came out of like a CMO's website and it's very corporate-y. They didn't really. This isn't intentional at all. You know, you've got like the Live LaCroix section here, like, but that's. I feel like the most intentional part here of this whole website is the recipes. Like, I can actually do something with that. Like, why not have like an exclusive flavor, online only flavor that get people stoked? Like, oh, have you tried this? Like, they get like, say I buy the online only flavor and I get it in my house and I'm like having people over or whatever, or I'm online and be like, oh yeah, like I have the online flavor. Like that, it's these little things that get people excited for what you're doing. And I just feel like alone the biggest sin of this website, especially if you can buy directly from the site, just buy now, like a buy now button on like above the fold, or like, you know, shop or whatever. You can have two different things, like buy LaCroix now and buy merch, right? So you're deepening that relationship. I don't mean for every video I do for me to like slag on a brand or whatever, but like this isn't intentional at all. I don't know how this is deepening my relationship with LaCroix. Like, I'll still buy LaCroix, but knowing like no real thought has gone into this, or maybe it's the fact that it's gone through like so many iterations of edits and it just got like ripped of every single bit of its personality. In I don't know, because I want to be guided to drink stuff that's good for me, you know, and this isn't doing it. So anyway, I had already said that, you know, I already went and made a video about this, and you know I deleted it, and I gave it like a grade, you know, in that first go around, right? And I think I gave it like a B+, but this is really just like a C- to me, because there's so many opportunities here, like to deepen the brand, you know, for the people that love it, right? And for me, it's the opportunity to easily buy merch, easily buy more, you know, the product itself, or like online exclusive type of things. Like, there's just so much more so much more meat on the bone here. And so, yeah, for me, it's like a D+ or C-. So, anyway, that's the end. If you enjoy like my point of view, or you know, if you want to work together to liven up your website and give you some ideas of how to deepen your relationship with your audience, or to better communicate with your audience through your website, hit me up at www.chapterscreative.com. Maybe I need some LaCroix too. I've got some. My mouth is dry right now. Or you can email me at chapterscreative@gmail.com, but it's chapters, CRTV, creative without the vowels, @gmail.com. And let's get started. Let's get working. I want to help your brand. I want to help you connect with your audience better. So, have a great day, night, wherever you are, and we'll see you later.